Good evening and thanks for your company. First tonight, the huge pressure on our GPs as they try to cope with a backlog of patients and the continuing demands of coronavirus restrictions. We've been contacted by a number of patients who are struggling to book appointments by phone and can't get to see their family doctor. GPs say demand for their services has gone up 70% since the pandemic began. And on average, they're working more than 11 hours a day. Much of their extra workload is because of having to consult by phone. Phil Bodmer has our top story. About this issue, these are just a few comments. Debbie Johnson said, if you can get through, you're told a doctor will ring you back. It could be any time. If you are working and can't get to your phone in time or can't talk privately, it's tough luck. Kath Proctor said it's almost impossible to actually see a GP. She says, I've had antibiotics prescribed over the phone based on my description, which is far from ideal, she says. She says, I can see this becoming a permanent thing. Alison Rushbrook says you can be waiting for up to 40 minutes for the phone to be answered and then can't even get a telephone appointment for over a week. She says, I would really appreciate being able to see a GP in person. Things have been better for David Stapleton. He told us everyone seems to have trouble seeing their GP, but I haven't had a problem. He says a quick telephone triage and then I've been seen if it's needed. Hats off to my local practice. Well, thank you all for the comments that you've sent us. Earlier, I spoke to Sian Balsam, who's manager at Healthwatch York, and I began by asking her whether remote appointments could be here to stay. Sian Balsam speaking to me earlier. Now, here's a real feel-good story for you. A man from Bawtry in Doncaster is raising thousands of pounds for the hospital that saved his life when he was a child. Fraser Lamb, who's severely disabled and uses a wheelchair, is clocking up 2,021 miles, in the year 2021, of course, for Sheffield Children's Hospital. And he's well on his way to raising £10,000. Here's Mark Ansell. But first this evening, the family of the football legend Norman Hunter, who died a year ago after contracting coronavirus, have set up a charity day in his memory. Norman, who was 76, played for Leeds United for 15 years, making more than 700 appearances. He also played for England and managed Barnsley and Rotherham. As well as that, he was a keen golfer, and it's through golf that his family wanted to make a lasting legacy. I met his son Michael at Horsforth Golf Club this afternoon, where there'll be a fundraiser on the 2nd of July for leukaemia research. Today, Michael shared his memories of his dad's love of Leeds United. Now, a Bradford man who won the BBC Two epic adventure Race Across the World is taking on a new challenge, and it's all to raise funds to build a school in Nepal. Eamon Chowdhury is running 200 kilometres during the month of Ramadan, which means he'll pound the streets for 30 days after fasting. So no food or water at all before his daily runs of up to 7 kilometres. Well, I caught up with him earlier and began by asking how... Oh, I feel lazy just talking to him. Now, sticking with the active theme, though, here is Tanya with the sport, and Women's Rugby League is back.
Yeah, this is an image from 2019, which is the last time filming that today. Beautiful weather and cycling, his favourite sport.
I know, he had the job of the day, didn't he?
And also, a very happy boy.
We've had a programme full of people being very active and putting us to shame.
Out there.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
What it's telling you.
I'm just sitting here like this. Thank you, Tanya. Now, someone else who's got a very impressive achievement is Jim McDermott. He has played in massive stadia all over the world with some big names in music like Kylie Minogue, Simple Minds and Delamitri. He's usually at the back and keeps them all in time. But now, Jim's beating a path to the doors of a care home in Skipton, where he's swapped his drumsticks for a dustpan and brush. Hannah Gray has been to meet him. Oh, what a brilliant guy. Right, let's look at the weather now. Paul, last week I complained at the fact that you'd brought us all that Arctic weather.
You complained, Luxmy.
I complained at you.
Me, that's out of character.
I know, but now I take it all back because we've had gorgeous sunshine.
And
so
you know what? I've seen the latest. There we are, Luxmy.
No complaints from me.
None
whatsoever. Thank you, Paul. Well, that's it from me and the rest of the team, but I'll be back at 10:30. Hope you can join me then. In the meantime, have a lovely evening. Goodbye. No complaints.